Good morning, third years. I am Dr. Gottschalk, and I am the new cornea and contact lens resident. I'm very excited to be working with you all in contact lens clinic this semester. We're going to be doing orientation a little bit differently this year. Now let's see if I can get this video to work. In an optometry school full of curious students, complicated corneas, and lots of lenses, Emily Gottschalk, that's me, tries to do the impossible. Create a guide to help you survive scleral lenses. It is the first day of clinic, and it can be totally frightening, but the key to surviving it is whether you're ready or not. So here are some tips to help you prepare for your first scleral lens fit. Today our patient is a 65-year-old male. Tip number 1, take a really good history. Our patient tells us that he was diagnosed with bilateral keratoconus at the age of 26 and had a penetrating keratoplasty in his left eye in 2006. Now let's take a look at the patient's habitual lenses. This is his right corneal GP. He doesn't wear his scleral lens in his left eye because it is too tight. Whoops, looks like the lens fell out of his eye due to an overly flat fit. Always use fluorescein and cobalt blue light to evaluate the fit of a corneal GP lens. And don't forget your Ratten filter. Now let's remove the lenses and take a look at the patient's corneas. We will start with careful examination and documentation of the patient's right eye. Use an optic section to evaluate thinning of the inferior cornea. Looks like there's also some central scarring going through the patient's visual axis. Let's take out our reticule and measure the scarring to be 4 mm horizontally and 5 mm vertically. There's also central disruption and vertical scarring of the endothelium, indicating a history of eye drops. Next, we will evaluate the penetrating keratoplasty graft in the left eye. We will look for any neo and remaining sutures. Time to take topographies using the pentacam so that we can confirm our diagnosis and establish good baseline data. We can definitely appreciate the corneal ectasia of the right eye. We should also look at the Bellin-Ambrosio enhanced ectasia display to confirm our diagnosis. And here's the left eye topography status post PKP. This patient is a great candidate for scleral lenses in both eyes, so let's select our initial lenses from our diagnostic kit and prep them to place on the patient's eyes. Let's get the patient ready for insertion. Place the lens on the DMB tool and be sure to overfill the bowl with preservative-free saline. Let's also put fluorescein in the bowl of the lens to help with evaluation. Put the chair to an appropriate height and have the patient lower their head with their chin to their chest. Have the patient hold on to their lower lid while you hold securely onto their upper lid. Have the patient look straight ahead and put the lens in. Let's evaluate the diagnostic lenses. Use white light to evaluate the clearance over the apex and olympus. Note the position of the lens, any rotation, and evaluate the edges in all 4 quadrants. We will do the same for the diagnostic lens on the left eye. The lenses on eye looked great, so now let's remove the lenses. We'll move the patient's lids out of the way and use our plunger on the peripheral edge of the lens to break section and pull the lens out. Let's call the lab to order the lenses. We'll take into account our overfraction as well as any changes that we want to make based on the lens fit. Use your consultants as a resource. They are very knowledgeable. The lenses have arrived, so time to see the patient back for their follow-up. We'll place the lenses on the eyes and assess vision and fit. If it looks good, we'll dispense the lenses to the patient. Last step before dispensing the lenses is insertion and removal training. Be sure that the patient has a good understanding of how to care for the lenses as well as insert and remove the lenses. Congrats on completing your first scleral lens fit. The patient told us that this was the best he's ever seen. We will see him back again soon to ensure that his eyes are still healthy and that he is doing well with the lenses. See you all in clinic tomorrow morning. On this perfect day.